Oseo and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I would like to welcome you into our kitchen this evening where we're going to do another Native American Heritage Month recipe. Yes, it's time to get to cooking, y'all. This is going to be the as close to traditional Cherokee bean cakes as I can get in this day and age. So, with that being said, let's turn this camera down and let's get busy doing some talking and cooking. Alright, this is closer to the way that I fix it. Now, I have a cast iron skillet over here with some corn oil in it. You just barely want enough to cover the bottom. You do not want it to be too deep because then your bean cakes will be really greasy. Now, I didn't get to cook my beans, so you can use either fresh cooked beans or canned beans. Now, traditionally, it was either pinto beans, but most of the time it was black beans. So I'm going to use pinto beans this time. I'm going to put the black beans aside for another batch and another time. So you're going to want to open your beans, and you want to keep your juice in the can because you're going to need that juice. Any kind of pinto bean will work, or black bean. You can have it the ones that you canned yourself, store-bought, or dry and cooked. You want your beans cooked. So now also going back to the oil in the skillet, I am using corn oil. That's the closest I can get. Now traditionally they would have built a wood fire, used the coals, and they would put a flat stone, a griddle stone, over the coals, let the stone heat up, and they would do it on top of the stone. And the traditional way to use oil would be either rendered bear grease, or what a lot of people don't know, we used to have eastern buffalo grazing all east of the Mississippi River. They were almost hunted out to extinction, and they are different from the western buffalo. They look different. The only small amount of the eastern buffalo left alive is a herd way up in Canada. Thankfully, they are secure and safe up there. So, if you have bear fat, you can use that. If you are blessed to have buffalo tallow or buffalo fat, you can use that. I'm going as traditional as I can, and I'm using corn oil. You want to mush your beans up best you can, and you definitely want that juice in there. Oh, these smell good. And of course they didn't have this little masher. I don't want them too pureed, but I don't want them too ungodly chunky. But you want to know that you're actually eating beans. And them beans smell good. Well, make sure you get all of it off there. You don't want to waste anything. Food's too precious nowadays. Now, it depended on the woman how she made her bean cakes. Some would use no onion, well, not onion, they didn't have regular onions like we have nowadays. They would either use wild onions, which was the favorite of the Cherokee Nation, is wild onions. Or they could have used the wild garlic, or I know that wild ramps were used also. Unfortunately, I haven't found any yet of wild onions here yet. So I'm going to have to use one small diced onion. And I need to. Alright, that was a little too bright. Alright, make sure your onion is mixed in real good. Now, of course, they did not have pepper unless they ground up the spice berries. So I'm leaving pepper out. Now, they did have salt. There used to be natural salt licks or salt areas where they would gather salt. They knew to use the salt. So I'm going to put a teaspoon in. Mix that in really good. Okay, I forgot to turn my skillet on so it can be preheating. You want your skillet good and hot. Not smoking hot, but hot enough to use. Now, what makes this traditional is before contact, they had cornmeal. It depended on the lady who was making it. They would either use cornmeal or ground corn flour or acorn flour. Now, there is no set amount of cornmeal that you use. You're just going to use it until your mixture thickens up enough to make patties. Well, you do not want it runny, not whatsoever. But you want to make sure you get your cornmeal mixed in very well. Now, sometimes they would put meat in it, but not often. And this is not to be mistaken for Cherokee bean bread. That's something totally different. That's another video coming. These are bean cakes. And there's no baking powder in it, baking soda, none of that, because they didn't have that. I'm trying to stick as close to traditional as possible. You want to make sure it's mixed up very well because you don't want any clumps of dried cornmeal. And I took all of that. That was close. I think it was close to a cup. But don't hold me to that. Yep. You want it semi-thick, but not too ungodly thick. You do not want paste. Okay. You take you a good spoonful. And you want to hear sizzle. You want your oil hot. I have a plate with paper towels. Of course, they didn't have that back in the day. And we're just going to let them fry. Oh, they smell so good, y'all. I wish y'all were here to smell this. You don't want to flip them until they're golden brown. You just want to keep your eye on them because cornmeal will burn fast if not careful. To me, it smells like hush puppies cooking. As soon as they get ready to flip, I'll bring y'all right back. Okay, you want to, especially if your eye cooks uneven, you might want to turn your cakes, bean cakes around. Now, one thing you have to watch out for is the cornmeal does not bind as well as the flour does, but it doesn't make them any less tasty. In fact, personally believe the cornmeal ones taste a whole lot better than the flour ones, but that's just me being partial. And you'll just gently take them out of the skillet and put them on your plate with paper towels. And these little bits that fell off, I'll keep them in the skillet until they get good and browned, and I'll take them out because, yep, I will eat the crumbs too. That's 2 down. You want to watch your oil level because you do not want it to start burning because it will not taste good. And of course, you can cook these on your stovetop. You don't have to do a little eye like I am. I just didn't feel like moving everything around. Alright, that's 4 down, more to go. And what you'll do is keep stirring. Each time you'll stir your mix before you put it in the skillet. Oh, they smell so good, y'all. I made that one a little too small. Alright, I'll bring y'all back as soon as I get all these cooked up. See you after a while. Okay, I am done cooking them. Now, I don't brown mine as much as some people do. Now, if you want crispier on yours, you can cook them longer. Now, they stay hot for a good while. I pulled this one off. I'm going to break it apart. Look at how delicious that looks. Oh, oh, they are so good, y'all. I wish y'all were here. Oh, those are so good. Cherokee Bean Cakes, made as traditional as possible. Let me adjust the camera. Simple, easy, homemade, keeping the traditions alive, y'all. You can do this. If I can cook them, you can cook them too. And it's keeping mine and your Cherokee heritage alive. Now, these were cooked by most of the tribes east of the Mississippi River. There was a big major difference between east of the Mississippi and west of the Mississippi. And later this month, I'll do some Western Native American recipes and so. But we've got a lot more to go, y'all. Remember, November is Native American Heritage Month, History Month too. So, I hope you're enjoying these videos, and this encourages you to also make your own bean cakes. Mine's just Cherokee bean cakes. There's many different tribes that made these. Simple, easy, homemade. You know exactly what goes in it. And you can do it too, keeping the heritage alive. Everyone, take care. Stay safe and sound out there in this crazy, crazy world. Continue to stock up your pantry with foods that will nourish and sustain you, especially the foods that our ancestors ate. Medicinals that will heal you, protection of all kinds, and especially the bare essentials to survive on. Wado for watching my video. I look forward to seeing you in my next one, and may you each be blessed. Love y'all. Hoot hoot. I'll see you soon.